Hey Joanne, it's nice to have you back. We haven't like set this up in a long time, but I'm looking forward to having this chat with you. We're here to chat about marketing trends in 2022 and just like overall trends and what we're each super excited about, and just share those ideas.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited because there are some really cool things coming out for 2022. And I know that there's so many things that people are curious about. So I can't wait to dive into it.
Awesome. Well, I'll start first, and then let you. We'll kind of go back and forth, and we'll let you go after, and we can jump in any ideas and just like casually wing this. And yeah, so the number one thing I think is on like everyone's radar, and what's the buzzword of the year is the metaverse. Like, I think there's a ton of business opportunities in the metaverse. Things from you know digital land buying. People are saying it's like buying land in Manhattan before the big boom, and then maybe in the 1800s. Or I see companies like H&M now opening up metaverse stores and selling clothing where you can walk through the digital stores. Big brands like Balenciaga are doing like Fortnite collabs where your avatar in the metaverse is wearing these high-end luxury brands. And it's crazy that these digital brands or these traditional clothing brands are selling digital clothes, which is actually great for like fast fashion and the environment and so on. But it's cool to see people are buying that in the metaverse. Something I thought was a super awesome branding play was obviously Zuckerberg rebranding to Meta. Now, anytime anyone uses the word metaverse, they're literally saying their name right in there, right? Which is
So
a
good.
pretty big, bold move. And I think overall, the crypto space is just like booming. If you haven't heard the word crypto in the past year, not sure where you're at, everyone's getting into it, and marketing is exploding. Like things like FTX Arena, which Tom Brady is involved in, and Crypto.com Arena, which took over Staples Center, which is crazy. Celebs like Tom Brady and Mark Damon are like all in on this. And these, Web 3.0, which is another buzzword, Web 3 is kind of like really using traditional advertising like these like big like naming right buys to market. So they're going where the user attention is and what we see on TV and all these other traditional marketing channels. But metaverse and what's happening in there and the advertising opportunities, I think it's just like booming. We have some of our clients that we talk to who are maybe they do 3D renders for home builders and for like other projects or buildings. They're now looking to designing homes in the digital world for clients. So their now services has now gone on to like creating 3D homes for people and their avatars. Like think about Joanne, your avatar going to your home in the metaverse. It's designed by XYZ home builder or 3D renderer. And I think that's like the new that's gonna be the new thing down the road.
I think that's so cool, like how things are going to change when you sell stuff. Like the marketing play on this is absolutely wild for a lot of people. Imagine home builders now, no longer is a showroom really needed. You could actually see your home and you could see it in 3D. You could see everything, how it's all going to look and feel right then and there. But something that also is coming up, Eric, and I think that we should touch on it is NFTs. Like NFTs is probably one of the things that people are like, why would people spend the money on an NFT, owning a digital asset of something? And I think you probably can dive into this a little bit better. But NFTs are something that people are so into right now. If you are an artist, if you are an independent contractor, you can actually, sell your art on here and actually make quite a lot of money. So I feel free to dive into that.
Have you bought NFTs?
No, but I've been taking a look at a couple. Like there's some cute little things that I wanted to buy. I think they're fur babies that have been a really popular NFT.
You gotta jump into it. Like just touching on like NFTs, metaverse, and so on. MetaMask, which is digital wallet, has now 10 million users. Like in the short like span here, PayPal. It took 3 years of PayPal launched just to get that 10 million users. So that just shows you how much kind of transactions are going on and what people are buying, whether it be like things in the metaverse or NFTs or any kind of digital currency. It's definitely booming. Yeah, NFTs. Touching on, I love this stuff. had a chance to, buy and sell some and so on. But people think it's just like, buying like, JPEGs or pictures, or maybe it's a digital collectible. But I think there's so much more use cases, touching on digital collectibles, things like CryptoPunks and Bored Apes. That's like the new flex. Like instead of buying like a nice car or Rolex, these celebrities are like buying CryptoPunks for, at minimum, I think the floor price now, which is the bottom price, is 250K US, and then changing their profile photo to it. That's like the new flex and the new jewelry and the new bling, and which is crazy. But what I love about NFTs too, the digital, as a smart contract, they can also become tokens that give you access. So like not just like maybe you get a picture or a piece of art, which is awesome, but maybe it could be also that plus token access. Like Gary Vee just launched NFT restaurant, like first of its kind in the world, I believe. It's called Fly Fish Club in New York City. And to get into the restaurant, you have to hold the NFT token. You have to bring your wallet in and show that NFT. And they only release X amount of, levels of people that could buy it. But what's cool about it, and I think it was like about 2.5 ETH to start, which is, as of today's recording, about like 10 grand Canadian. And then there's a next level, which is about 20 grand, which you get omakase and like different things you have access to. But to go to the restaurant, you have to have this. But what's cool about that, instead of just buying like a membership, you get to also use it as an asset. So it's an asset that actually grows. So that one that is 10K is now going for 20K on the app, on the market. But I can also like lend you my NFT for the night, or lease it to you, Joanne, so you can go to this restaurant, or I can sell it for whatever I wish. So instead of like a traditional membership, and I see this happening in golf courses or country clubs too, you buy an NFT for it, you get the token, you now either own part of it or you have access that you can then lease out or sell. So your asset also grows with you versus just buying a membership at some country club or restaurant that you have access to and it goes nowhere. I thought that was super, super cool. So having tokens that, have like kind of some other value other than just holding that picture is the next wave of things. And it's super awesome for companies and brand launches.
I know, especially because Gary Vee gave this example, is things like concerts. So let's say, for example, you go see Justin Timberlake or whatnot, instead of just being upgraded to like the next level to go meet Justin Timberlake, you get to be part of this community, very limited edition, where you can actually get a lot more into it, rather than just like what Eric said, just having a membership and then you kind of just get fallen off. You don't get to sell that afterwards. So that's kind of interesting to see that in the space of events, even concerts this is going to be a big deal for NFTs as well. Yeah,
I think so. And then so that ticket you have, instead of having a ticket you just throw away, you now get this like, digital product that you hold in your MetaMask wallet as a souvenir, but can also hold value as, as a trading card would be, or something you sell, or something you keep forever as a memento, right? It might actually gain you, different access, like you said, as well too, down the road. So if you were to buy the concert early, maybe you get access to their, other membership or other merch that you wouldn't normally have. And that NFT is like your token to show that, hey, I have this, which is cool.
It almost
What's next
like
on your list?
Part of that.
You're part of that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the next one you said was that you wanted to go over is airdrops, giveaways, all that stuff. So why don't you go into that?
Oh yeah. I don't want to keep taking the floor. Just like airdrops and giveaways. So I've seen this being trending too. An airdrop is where someone sends something to your digital wallet. And I see companies really taking advantage of this now by building, a community around this, where if you buy something, you had access to either an airdrop, or they randomly airdrop, something to you, whether it be their token, which is almost like kind of shares in their company, or it could be a fun thing where it's an NFT that only if you're part of their marketing list, you get an airdrop, for example, where traditionally people will join email lists. You can now join the email list, but maybe if you join early, you get an airdrop of, that, NFT or whatever they're sending out to you. But I've seen a lot of people use it in terms of marketing, and companies use that, and it's pretty cool. Referencing Gary Vee again, who seems to be the leader in this space and really innovating this, is he just launched a book. And if you pre-bought his book and you bought in increments of 12, you would get one NFT airdrop. people were buying thousands and thousands of books pre-sale just to get that NFT airdrop. He's very famous for his Series B Friends NFT series, which is worth, I think at minimum, I don't mark me here, but like 50,000 or so on. When it came out, they're originally, 2,000, but you would get an NFT when you buy 12 copies of the book. So people were buying multiples of 12 copies in the thousands and thousands pre-sale just to get these NFT airdrops. And I think he has the biggest pre-sale book launch in history from this. So, and then as a book buyer, you don't just get the book, but you also get that NFT if you hit 12 copies, and that becomes of some sort of value down the road. I think he's launching some sort of game around it. I'm just waiting for mine to come in the next little while here. But there's so much things you can do for giveaways. I've seen people using that, instead of like giveaways on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, they're doing NFT drops by liking, sharing, whatever that may be. And it could be, a personal piece of art. It could be access, whatever that is. I've seen people do, if you buy NFT access, let's say Joanne has an NFT, we give access to like a consulting session with you that I could either resell or use, as I wish. So
yeah, that's what I really love about this is that a lot on the marketing front, at least for a lot of us who are in that marketing space, we always talk about the pre-sale launch and the actual launch. And we always try to add so much value in the pre-sale. We always try to say, okay, you get, a free course with this. You also get, access to, myself or Eric. You get a lot of bonuses. But this takes the bonus to the next level where you actually get more and you feel part of this exclusive community, and it drives sales too for the people who are doing it. So it's kind of for a lot of authors, for a lot of people who are business coaches, entrepreneurs, online, executives, this is a different play that is very different right now that should definitely be capitalized on if you're thinking about pre-launching a book or a product.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I never thought of it like that, Joanne, where let's say you're selling, you have a coaching platform, you're selling, access, maybe your course, but maybe you airdrop your clients or you get an NFT for joining early. But if I have that, I can then sell it to somebody else, or I can hold on to it forever. It's just not something that's just there in my email, but it becomes almost like a digital tangible good that I can store and put in my wallet or even resell on like OpenSea or whatever the case is. That's pretty cool. That's a great idea, Joanne.
Yeah, there's also some cool stuff happening on TikTok too. I'm jumping around here. I'll switch back, Eric. But with TikTok right now, it's the same idea where now you have TikTok coins and you can purchase digital assets there to give as gifts to some of your favorite creators. I've done this a couple of times. I've made probably $200 to $300 on lives just because people are so into trying to give these digital gifts that each have a different value. So that's kind of a different play because people are battling for the top spot on these battles to make the most amount of gifts, and people feel so invested to support their favorite creator. So that's kind of really cool to see as well, is that also in the digital space, people are wanting to spend money on things that aren't actually physical. They're just digital gifts that you're giving to your creator.
So I love that. I saw that was launched. So like if we're going live, I can reward you for your content or whatever I like, or just being a super fan. I can give you digital tokens or currency, right? Teach me a little more about that. Like, how does that work? So you get that and you can cash that out, or you can put it into your digital wallet, or you can send it to somebody else. And does it go up in value?
Well, what's really awesome is that each amount of TikTok coins, you get to purchase an amount. I believe that $1,000 is probably close to 5,000 TikTok coins. And so you as the creator, if someone were to gift you one of these gifts, TikTok takes a percentage of it and you get to remain the rest. That goes into your digital wallet. And then afterwards, you can actually export that for cash directly from TikTok. And then it shows the dollar amount, which is really cool to see. It doesn't really go up in value unless TikTok was to make it a little bit more exclusive for some of the gifts. So for example, right now, some gifts aren't even visible because of the fact that you have to be a top level gifter to give these $10,000, $20,000 gifts. So you have to actually move your way up to even see it. And those valuable pieces probably will go up in value down the road, but right now it is staying stagnant. But what's really cool to see is that we have something called TikTok battles, where you battle another TikTok creator for 4 minutes and your supporters go absolutely wild trying to support you because they don't want to see you lose. And you see that countdown 10, 9, 8, and the gifts just keep coming in. So that's really a cool gamification way that TikTok has made their lives a lot more interesting rather than just a generic live with somebody else.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love that. Like that's not only gamification it, but rewarding creators for the value they give. And that's great because the creators are, sometimes like these platforms like, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, they own all of it. No matter how many I could like your post, so you could have a million likes, but that doesn't mean anything to you, the creator. But if you are getting gifted for the valuable content you put out and work so hard to put every day, like trust me, trying to make reels takes a long time. Joanne, I don't know how you do it. But getting rewarded for that and for giving value to the world is, I think that's where the way things should be. Have you heard of BitClout? Now that you say that, have you heard of BitClout?
No, I have not heard about this. Someone has mentioned it, but I don't know much about it.
So I think BitClout is like, we're looking at, decentralized social media is the next phase of social media. And BitClout is like Twitter, but every person has their own token or their coin. So, Joanne joins, you get a Joanne coin. And I can buy into that Joanne coin, or you can buy into my coin. And I can pay you for those posts that you do. I might be a little bit off on this one, but like just playing with it, early stages. I like your post, I can pay you for that post. I like you as a person and I believe in you, I can buy Joanne tokens. So for example, if I believed in, Justin Bieber early on in his career, I would buy X amount of tokens of him just to help support him. It's dollar value for him as well too. But what happens is that as he increases in value and as more people buy his token and it goes into the whatever millions of whatever the case is, as a creator, my value of that Justin Bieber or Joanne token that I hold now goes up, right? So it's a win-win for me as a supporter, but for you as a creator or as a person or whatever it may be. And I feel like that's the way social media is really going towards now, is that everything is kind of being tokenized there. So.
Well, it's kind of interesting because as we saw with Facebook, Instagram, all the different platforms who are trying to compete with TikTok, the whole point is that creators want to be rewarded. Creators want to be, recognized for their hard work for putting the content out there. And the whole point of the apps are trying to keep people on the app. So if you have something like that, like BitClout, where you can actually monetize on your own, that's huge. That's a huge incentive for an influencer, a content creator, whoever it may be, to help with your super fans.
For sure. What other ideas do you have in terms of like 2022 marketing trends that you're just telling your clients about?
Well, we kind of talked about Facebook, but I think you wanted to talk a little bit about Facebook groups, Discord groups. Like there's so much going on with niching down that we're kind of seeing in this trend. No longer are you talking to the masses. People like this idea of private, very small, intimate groups, and Discord groups are becoming very, very popular, which is kind of cool to see. I know with all my sisters and the younger generation, usually it's like, no, let's chat on.
You're still young, Joanne. You're still young.
But she's younger, much younger. And so I think that's really cool that people are now like, gone are the days or the typical, like just chatting, and now people want to be on Discord. That's cool.
Yeah, like so I think late to the game for sure, just because I'm an older guy. But
you're young.
No, I'm late to the game for Discord. Okay, so Facebook groups, 100%. It's gone to Slack groups. That's great. I was part of those too. And then Discord. People are using Discord, and Discord is just like booming. It's like the new Slack group where you can join exactly those niche communities. So another trend I would say in marketing is like really building or joining a community of people, and you can join multiple communities. That could be either your interest in crypto, NFTs, it could be small business, it could be cars, it could be whatever. It's either creating these communities and these groups or joining them. And when you join, and I'm part of a few, and the people from all around the world, I love it. I get to speak to people from everywhere, learn about them, exchange business ideas, exchange big ideas, whatever that may be, talk about whatever interest that is. I'm part of that group. And Discord gives you all the option to do so. And it's been really good. I think, building community is a big part of marketing and building a brand. And this is just totally one of the best ways to do so in 2022. Yeah.
I know. I think it's just like right now, we want to talk to our audience in a very unique way. They want to feel part of something. Gone are the days of just blasting out emails to the masses. People want to feel part of something, feel like they can interact. And that's really cool to see. And that's kind of what we've seen also with TikTok, of course, on other terms such as searching. So I don't know if you saw that article, Eric, and I think you have seen in your notes where TikTok actually outranked Google in terms of searches for 2021.
Yeah, I wrote that earlier on. It's like, yeah, TikTok outrank Google in 2021, which is crazy, and that tells you all kinds of things. That's a real big indicator of where things are going, and what people are doing, where emerging artists are, where emerging creators are. It's all there, right? So I need to up my TikTok game. I got to really get on this.
You're gonna
Got to be
get
like
you're
you.
gonna get on
Yeah,
there for sure.
yeah.
But I guess
And
the
talking about,
question like I have is like, and this is probably a question that a lot of people are wondering right now, like, what do we do with this information? How are we going to, like, what should I do? Should I open a TikTok account? Like, what's the next steps for people who are curious about trends for 2022?
I think is try. Like, at first I was like, do I want to get on Discord? I don't know. Do I need to learn something new? I have so many different apps and everything on my phone and what's going on. But it's try. Try and dabble, meet, and there's going to be something for each platform. And just remember also too, like, each platform is a little bit different from the demographic for your whatever you're marketing, whether you're a content creator or your business or your personal brand. Which I want to actually get into real quick after this is that it's all different audiences and all different groups. So you have to kind of pivot what you're talking about or the way you're talking to these particular things. But I would say definitely dabble and try and build and meet new people and get out there. You are in your comfort zone, and I always say this, but it's where the magic happens outside your comfort zone. You really push the limits, right? So,
Oh, I know.
and then the last thing I want to jump into, and if you have anything else too, feel free. But like, I think DTC brands are killing it, and a little bit due to COVID and a little bit to where the market's going and people being working from home and so on. But the opportunity for DTC brands to explode, and people want to support these and not support like big blocks or big brands where people can create these and get shipped to your door. But what's cool about this is also too, and tied in with personal branding as well, is that creators can easily build their personal brand out to have merch, soap, candles, whatever that may be, right? Gear, tech, and create these things. And now their own personal brand then becomes, a product that they sell, whether it be a digital product or a physical product. But I think building a personal brand, and people say, well, I don't need a personal brand. I work at a company and I'm and I do marketing or I do whatever I do at a company. I don't need to push a personal brand. But I think people have to realize that everyone is a personal brand. My mom, who has a small catering business, people know her by name, but she's a brand, and people know Alice because of her smile and how the hell she is, and that's that brand. How do you take that online, and how do you grow with that? Because that is and Joanne, you talked about it for years now, but I gotta really push that through. That personal brand is huge, no matter who you are and what you do.
Yeah, because people want to know, of course, who's behind the brand, like the business, etc. Because I know for myself, I separate them. So I have my personal brand and there's the business. The business has its own branding, and I have my own, spin
Right.
to everything. And that's the thing too, we're direct to consumer, like that's something for products. People want to feel part of this community. So if you have something like the 12 creative mugs, they want to feel part of that 12 creative community, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, community. And when we get out, I love that word we use, community, just because when we get out of whatever we're in now, people are going to want to get back to face and having these meetups, dinners, networking events, getting together as a community, online and offline, I think will be on the rise again.
For sure. One last trend that I know will definitely affect 2022 is the use of influencers. So I know with the people right now, they think influencers are the thing to go when it comes to Instagram, etc. But influencers are changing now. No longer are the days that you can have a lot of followers and then that's just basically the ballpark to call yourself an influencer. Now they want actual
Are you an
people.
influencer?
I technically am. If you think about it, I'm technically a micro influencer. Whatever I put out, people buy. So it's just that's what people are looking for. It's no longer about the follower count. It's about like the quality of the community that you bring. And also that, TikTok's been a big play for influencer marketing. People have to be a lot more creative, and it's no longer taking that pretty picture and posting it on Instagram anymore. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah. In terms of working with our clients too, micro influencers, which you touched on, or content creators, right? Whatever they may be in that particular space, you can find content creators in almost any space. I've even seen the term plant influencer or plant influencer, or people who just focus on like growing plants at home. There is something for everybody. So whether wherever you need to align your business with that person, there's an audience there, and you have to find that person who has the audience that aligns with your business. And they might just have 1,000 followers or less, 500 or whatever they be, but they have 500 engaged people who are listening. And I think that's what's important. That's going back to that is I think that's where a lot of the media buys are really going to now for brands.
I agree for sure. Anything else, Eric?
That's it. I think that's just that's all I have on the top of my head. I'm excited about all of those, and excited about kicking off this year. And yeah, glad to have you on as usual.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.